I'm afraid I don't have a project for you this week, but I am going to answer a question that I get asked a lot. Stay tuned and find out some of my suggestions for safely mailing your minis. First, let me say I'm sorry I didn't get to the fabric store to get fabric to work on the crib, and I couldn't find any in my stash. We had somewhat of a household emergency that required 2 days for cleanup and partial repair, so I didn't get a lot done this week. But I decided, since I didn't have a project to give you, I would answer a question that I get asked a lot. And I know it's something that is of interest to a lot of you that make miniatures that are in swap groups. Or even if you just want to mail a miniature gift to a friend or even sell them. How do you package them? Because even inside of a cardboard box with styrofoam peanuts or tissue or whatever, the post office seems to have a talent for breaking things. My first rule is, if my miniature or whatever I'm shipping is breakable, don't put it in something that bends this easily. I've actually received broken swaps inside of boxes that were in Dixie cups. They're just thrown in there with tape across the top, and by the time the cup bounces around in the box, it looks something like this, and there are pieces of whatever was in it all over. So do the crush test. If you can easily smash your container, don't put a fragile mini in it. Now, if you've got something flat, first off, let me say I'm not going to go into individual swap group rules. Most swap hostesses have some specific rules about how they want things packaged. Most of them want you to say what the swap is and who made it on each and every package. They want each swap in a large bag, but each group, but each individual swap for each person individually packaged, and that's what this is all about. You can also use some of these hints if you decide to sell your miniatures. Now, if it's flat and not breakable, these little plastic bags, and you can get these even at Walmart. Most craft stores are usually with the jewelry making stuff, and they come in different sizes. You can also use sandwich bags. Those are good for things, like I said, that are not breakable. Now, what about the more fragile items? When I first started doing swaps, we used a lot of film containers. A lot of young people don't even know what a film container is anymore. Since digital, we don't really use those. But I found an alternative many years ago, and I've been using plastic Easter eggs for a long time. And they do come in 3 sizes. I thought I had more of the jumbo ones, and I'm out, so I really wish I would have picked some up at Easter. But about every 2 or 3 years, I buy a couple hundred Easter eggs to use for shipping. I wrap my individual item up either in tissue or in bubble wrap, put it in here, and tape this shut. Now, a lot of times if I'm in a swap or if I'm selling, I will use small address labels that I can run through my printer and print a label up and use that to seal these eggs shut with. Then this goes inside of a box, and these can bounce around to the post office's little heart's content, and as long as you've padded the inside, these are pretty sturdy once you get them taped shut, because they will pop open sometimes if you don't tape them. But that's my suggestion. This is my #1 go-to for shipping. They're easy to get, they're inexpensive at Easter, and in the US, at least with summer coming, you can probably get some of these at garage sales too. Just make sure they're clean, but that's my suggestion. There's other things, just like I said, the most important thing, do that crush test. If you're mailing something fragile, don't put it in a fragile container. Put it in a sturdy enough container that it gets to where it's going. Also, these little plastic cups. Now these are sturdy enough. These would probably be okay. There's some of these that are not clear. They're more of a, well, they're made more like the lids for these. And I don't have any because I don't buy them, but I've gotten swaps in these, in those. And the heavier ones like this are fine, but the lighter weight ones are not. So kind of even this would probably be okay as long as you fasten the lid on and you know, we're really certain that it was padded well in there. But that's my rules. Be sure and check the blog post. I'll try and have a few more ideas for you. And hopefully by next week, I'll have fabric for that crib and nothing else will fall apart in my house in the meantime. I'll talk to you later. Bye.